Hey, Joe, thanks for taking the time to talk about Free Guy with me.
Boris, Brandon, what's going on? How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm great now that I've seen this movie. This is hands down like my one of the best movies I've seen this year. Like it's one of my favorites. It was so good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I love it, dude. Going into a video game that's quite a task. So I know
Yeah.
you have been. I'm sure people have been asking you all day, all week, all year. What video game would you most want to live in if you had to live the life of Guy? I want to flip that and say, what do you think would be the actual worst game to be trapped inside of?
Grand Theft Auto. I think everyone can pretty much agree. That'd be horrible. Everything's going wrong. I mean, it kind of resembles Free City, sort of. I mean, it's just chaotic, you know. But I mean, there are definitely a couple of games that you probably wouldn't want to be in. I think what was that game called? Like BioShock. Well, maybe that would actually be really kind of cool, actually. But I'm not a big horror guy. And then also, you know, you could drown. I don't know. There's many that you probably wouldn't want to be in. Harder to think of one that you would want to be in, I think, safely.
That's true. I mean, that lawless steampunk Bioshock era sounds kind of terrifying.
Terrifying. I think so.
Your character, man, he goes in and puts himself into a different skin and costume, but is very much himself. But when a lot of people go into games or internet culture, they create a character and they create a persona. And it's your job as an actor to do that on different sets. I'm curious. I know sometimes for people playing games, they start to meld with their internet version of themselves. Has there ever been a role or something that you've played that you've ended up finding out, like you're taking parts of that character with you? It's becoming part of who you are.
Well, I think you kind of are like, that's a really great question, first of all. I think I always think that it's best when you bring a little bit of yourself into each of these any character that you're going to do, just because, I don't know, how else are you going to contextualize the script and their choices and stuff and make it feel real if you're not, on board with the character in some way. So yeah, I think there's a little chunk of me probably in all the things that I've gotten a chance to do.
That checks out, man. I love how the cast and crew of Stranger Things seems to be going out and doing their own things, and in this case, sticking together. I think that's really cool, man. You and Shawn Levy working together. I do got to ask, with season 4 and maybe a season 5 coming to Stranger Things, dude, you've had like the coolest, like one of the most complete arcs of anybody on the show, starting in one way and landing a whole other way so far. Can you say anything about how that arc continues and what you want to see when this inevitably reaches a final destination?
Sure. I mean, I really can't say anything, but I don't also really know what the end game is. I've gotten little bits and pieces, but me and the brothers have spoken about specific ideas that would be really cool for the character. So once it all does come to a close, I have faith in those two guys and Shawn as well that they will do it right.
Does it give you a little bit of ease to come into a movie like Free Guy and have Shawn in your corner? And same question for Shawn. I mean, like he's directing. Do you guys feel like you took a lot of that trust from Stranger Things into Free Guy?
Certainly. But I will say I was very nervous to do this movie just because you're working with massive, talent. I mean, every single person that was in this movie I was a fan of and kind of anxious and, just like anybody else would be. You meet these people that you've seen their work. But the other side of the coin is that everybody was so amazing and nice and collaborative on set. So, and that I don't think that happens every time, So I'm feeling pretty lucky. But I do think that a lot of that has to do with the vibe that Shawn creates. He creates like a really just comfortable vibe on set.
And it comes through on screen, man. You held your own with the best of them in there, and congrats on being a part of a great film, dude.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.